and how we can define soft water. So we know that water which can give lather with soap immediately is known as soft water, whereas water does not produce lather soap is known as hard water. So main reason for hardness of water is due to the excess of minerals. So what is the minerals? Calcium, magnesium. So usually different salts of calcium and magnesium present in water. That is sulfates, chlorides, nitrates, carbonates and bicarbonates of calcium and minerals. So due to the presence of these salts in water, water does not give lather with soap. The excess of these salts does not allow the water to produce lather. So that is known as hardness of water. Whereas the salts of calcium, magnesium, which are present in water in very less content, then it allows the water to produce lather with the soap immediately. That is known as soft water. Okay, so less ions present in soft water and excess of ions present in hard water. Due to the excess of ions of calcium and magnesium does not allow the water to produce lather. That is known as hardness of the water. So out of these salts of calcium and magnesium, some type of salts we can remove simply. That type of ions causes temporary hardness to the water. Why? Because qualities that is temporary hardness, because this type of hardness we can remove simply through a boiling. If temporary hardness causing salts present in water, when we are boiling that water, temporary hardness causing salts are converted as a insoluble precipitates. These can be removed very simple. That's why this type of hardness we can call it is temporary type of hardness. And what are the reasons for temporary hardness of water? Temporary hardness of water is also known as carbonate hardness, because this type of hardness due to the presence of bicarbonates and carbonates of calcium and magnesium. And when you are boiling, the water contains temporary hardness causing salts like calcium bicarbonate and magnesium bicarbonates converted into insoluble precipitates. Then these are simply we can remove through boiling. Whereas some type of salts like chlorates, sulfates, nitrates of calcium and magnesium causes permanent type of hardness. Why? Because we cannot remove this type of hardness from water. To remove permanent type of hardness from the water, you have to use some external treatment methods. There are several external treatment methods is there. That is GLI process, lime soda process, ion exchange process, reverse osmosis, like that. So as per our syllabus, we need to discuss ion exchange process and reverse osmosis processes of external treatment of water. So what we are doing by using these different types of techniques, we can remove the hardness causing ions present in water. Suppose if you take one water into the beaker which contains calcium chloride, and if you take another sample of water into the beaker which contains calcium bicarbonate. So among these two beakers, which one is hot water and which one is soft water? Water contains bicarbonates, that is a temporary hardness type of water, whereas water contains calcium chloride, that is an example for hard water. Because here bicarbonate ions are simply we can remove when it undergoes boiling. By boiling, we can remove the temporary hardness causing ions present in water. So what happened when we are boiling the temporary hardness causing ions of water? It converted into, for example, calcium bicarbonate present in water. So that water is aroused to boil, converted to calcium carbonate precipitates. Then here what happened? Calcium bicarbonate is converted into calcium carbonate. Here calcium carbonate is the insoluble precipitate. They can simply remove through a filtration process. Okay, whereas coming to the first beaker, this beaker contains water which contains calcium chloride. So that chlorates of calcium and magnesium, sulfates and nitrates of calcium magnesium causes hardness to the water, permanent hardness to the water. So to remove these ions causes permanent type of hardness water, you have to use some techniques, external techniques. Okay. Next, you can see here what is the soft water and what is the hard water. In soft water, soap forms a lather readily. in hard water, it reacts with soap to form a scum. So we need more soap to form a lather. Salt water nowadays is good for US, no calcium present, which is good for bones and teeth. In hard water, it contains dissolved compounds of calcium and magnesium from rocks. Salt water is cheaper than hard water because less soap is needed, no lime scale to damage appearance. Coming to hot water, these compounds have dissolved as water meets rocks. Okay, we can see here. Out of these two, because which one is hard water? Excess of ions. So you can see here, this is the TDS levels. What is the TDS? Total dissolved salts. That means how many number of salts dissolved water. Depending on nature of ions in water produces hardness property to the water. So up to TDS level is up to 60, that water is hot water. In between 60 to 120, that is moderate hard water, and 120 plus water is hard. Then 180 plus is very hard. So hardness phenomenon is directly proportional to the TDS levels. If the TDS level increases, hardness phenomenon of the water also increases. So here what is the TDS? Total dissolved salts. Okay. Next, what is the test of hardness? How we can test the hardness? So very well known and preliminary test for hardness of water is soap test. By using soap test, we can simply identify the hardness phenomenon of the water. Let us see what happens. So generally, what is a soap? We know that sodium or potassium salt of higher fatty acid is known as soap. So for example, stearic acid. What is the molecular formula for stearic acid? C17H35COOH. In H is replaced by sodium, then that is sodium or potassium, then that is soap. Sodium stearate or potassium stearate, that can act as a soap. In the presence of calcium and magnesium ions in water, soap forms a insoluble precipitates. You can see here, students. Soap is react with calcium and magnesium, forms a insoluble scum, that is a calcium and magnesium stearate. Here, sodium ion present in water is replaced by whatever the ions which causes hardness to the water. Then scum will be formed. Scum is nothing but insoluble precipitates. Scum is nothing but PPT, precipitates. These are insoluble in water. Okay, so it is the test for hardness. Okay. So that is a test for hardness. Next, coming to the type of hardness. So as I told you, depending on type of ions or types of salts of calcium and magnesium, hardness is can be divided into two types, that is temporary hardness and permanent hardness. So what is the temporary hardness? First, the type of hardness this can be removed simply by boiling is called temporary hardness. For example, you can say here the water contains temporary hardness is also known as carbonate hardness. That means water which contains temporary hardness causing salts. So what are the temporary hardness causing salts? Bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. So what happens when water contains calcium and magnesium bicarbonates on boiling decompose into calcium carbonate precipitates H2O and CO2. So these precipitates can be removed through a filtration process. So here temporary hardness can be removed by boiling. It is simple. That's why this type of hardness is known as temporary hardness. Whereas in permanent hardness, so what happened in permanent hardness of water? So basically, except bicarbonates and carbonates of calcium and magnesium causes permanent type of hardness to the water. That is MgCl2, CaCl2, MgSO4, CaSO4, and magnesium nitrate and calcium nitrate. This type of salts causes permanent hardness to the water. So here some external technique has to be used to remove permanent hardness of water. Okay, so suppose if you take zeolite process, here only cations can be removed from water, whereas in ion exchange process, Ion exchange process is also known as demineralization process. Why? Because here demineralization process takes place. D means remove minerals, whatever the minerals present in water, nothing but calcium and magnesium. So in this process, in ion exchange process, we can remove both cations and anions from the hot water. Suppose if water contains calcium chloride, how we can remove the hardness from that water? By using external technique method. So for that purpose, we have to use some ion exchange process. Okay. Next, what are the disadvantages of hardness? Wastage of soap, wastage of fuels, and formation of scales on metallic boilers. What is meant by scales here? Hard precipitates. Nothing but scales are nothing but hard precipitates. And some harmful effects of hard water. Linens and cloths look dull and feel rough. Ugly stains on white porcelain and scale build up on taps. Low water pressure from showers due to clogged pipes. Chalky and white residues or spots appear on dishes. Stains appearing in the shower. These are the few harmful effects of hard water. Next, coming to the units of hardness. How we can measure the hardness of water? Usually there are 4 types of units available to measure the hardness of water. That is ppm. First one is ppm, parts per million. Parts per million. Next, mg per L, milligram per liter. Next, degrees of Graf and degrees of French. So coming to the first measurement, that is ppm, parts per million. Here, hardness we can say that in terms of CaCO3 equivalence. Here, why we should use CaCO3 as an equivalence of measuring the hardness of water? Because CaCO3 molecular weight is 100 and it is very easy, it is very convenient while solving the problems. Next, how we can define the ppm? In any measurements, we should take CaCO3 equivalence, calcium carbonate equivalence. Why we should choose CaCO3 equivalence to measure hardness of water? Because the molecular weight of calcium carbonate is 100 and it is insoluble salt. That's why we should choose calcium carbonate to measure the hardness of water. Okay, so first measurement is ppm, parts per million. It is defined as the number of parts of CaCO3 equivalents present in water, present in 10 to the power 6 parts of water. And second measurement is milligrams per liter. Number of milligrams of CaCO3, number of parts of CaCO3 equivalents present in 1 milligram of, that means 1 liter of water. Next, degrees of crack. It is a number of grains of equivalent CaCO3 equivalents of hardness causing salt in 70,000 parts of water. And the last measurement is degrees of French. The number of parts of CaCO3 equivalents hardness causing substance in 10 to the power 5 parts of water. So these are the 4 types of units to measure hardness of water: ppm, milligram per liter, degrees of crack, and degrees of French. And students, here we have to remember that is interconversion. 1 ppm is equal to 1 milligrams per liter, that is equal to 0.0 degrees of crack, that is equal to 0.1 degrees of French. So it is useful in this interconversion is useful in while solving the problems. Very useful to us. Here 1 degrees of crack is equal to 1.43 degrees of French. That is equal to 14.3 ppm. That's equal to 14.3 milligrams per liter. This is also another interconversion. Okay. Okay, students. That is about units of hardness. Okay. So first of all, what is the soft water and what is the hard water, and what is the reasons for hardness of water, how many types of hardness of water, and what is the temporary water and what is the soft water. Next, coming to the units of hardness. Okay. So next class we will discuss about determination of hardness. So here we have to discuss titration method, that is complexometric titration method. By using that method, we can determine the how much amount of hardness present in unknown sample of water. We can determine. Okay, so in this method, we have to use complexometric titration, nothing but by using EDTA, that is ethylene diamine tetraacetate or acetic acid. So here in today's class, what we have to remember first, which type of source causes temporary hardness and which type of source causes permanent hardness. Because very important, students, remember that one, mind it. The type of source, which type of source causes temporary hardness and which type of source causes permanent hardness. This is very, very important because we have a numerical problems also we have to solve. So for that purpose, you have to remember this point. Okay. So let me know which type of source causes temporary hardness. Bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium causes temporary type of hardness. And remaining salts like chlorides, sulfides, nitrates of calcium and magnesium causes permanent hardness to the water. Okay, okay, students. Next class we will discuss about determination of hardness of water. Today I'm going to close the meeting.
Thank you, sir.